You don't need any coaching for this. We normally do things when the situation demands. A fluent reader is someone who can read 200 words in 1 minute with 70% comprehension. Most of us cut a sorry figure in IELTS listening because we cannot read the question fast and fluently. Here is the key. If you can read the question 3 times before the audio begins, step 1 is step 2, step 3, maps. As soon as you are given some time to go through the question, try to memorize the names of the roads and other establishments on the map and use the fingers of your left hand to recognize the place that the speaker is talking about. Consider IELTS listening a video game. IELTS is just like a video game. The more you play, the higher level you reach. A PhD student may fail to achieve a band 6 in IELTS listening, while a college student may be able to achieve a band 9 in IELTS listening. It totally depends on how many model tests you take and how you deal with the specific areas or problems. If you have a plan to take the IELTS someday, take a model test today. You don't need any coaching for this. Begin your preparation at home today according to the plan that I'm going to share in this video. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can achieve a band 9 in IELTS listening in just 20 days. And here is my first tip. Learn by doing. I always love to learn things by doing, and here is why. Honestly speaking, I was trying to learn to edit videos by myself for the last 2 years. But I didn't make any significant improvement in the process of my learning to edit videos. In 2 years, I learned not more than 20 to 30 tips and tricks of video editing. However, I decided to upload videos on YouTube on the 15th of September this year. In 3 months, I've learned at least 300 tips and tricks of video editing, while I learned only 20 to 30 tips and tricks of video editing in 2 years. How did it happen? Here is the truth. Because the situation forced me. Why? When I started uploading videos, there were a lot of things that I had to learn because of the demand of the situation. I had to learn a lot of things every now and then. The situation demanded a lot. We normally do things when the situation demands. Number 2, be a fluent reader. Reading? Why reading? I'm not taking a reading test. I'm taking a listening test. Let me explain. Your ability to read fast and fluently is the key to your success in IELTS listening. Are you a fluent reader? You can take a test and measure. According to David Noonan, a fluent reader is someone who can read 200 words in 1 minute with 70% comprehension. You will not only read 200 words in 1 minute, but also understand 70% of what you have read. Most of us cut a sorry figure in IELTS listening because we cannot read the question fast and fluently. You are given a very short period of time to go through the question because we cannot go through the question before the audio begins. If you cannot read the question fast and understand the requirement of the question, you can never achieve your desired score. Here is the key. If you can read the question 3 times before the audio begins, you are definitely going to cut a good figure in IELTS listening. Wait, you are probably a fluent reader of English. You can read English fluently, but still you can't achieve a desired score in IELTS listening. You cannot understand the speeches of the native English speakers in IELTS listening test. Yes, this is happening because you are not aware of the sounds of English. You probably read English with the sounds of your own mother tongue. That is why you don't understand when the native English speakers speak. You know that there are 26 letters in English, but there are indeed 44 sounds in English. You can learn the sounds of English quite easily from this video of Emma. It will take you not more than 5 or 6 minutes to learn all the sounds of English. Every time you don't understand a sound as you listen, try to identify that very sound from this list. No speaker in IELTS listening test will utter a single sound that is not here in this list. You have to try to understand which specific sound from this list you don't understand. Well, you may be thinking is that enough? No. The answer is no. So what else do you need to do? Next, you have to be aware of the different types of questions. The most common types of questions in IELTS listening are MCQs, maps, filling gaps, and matching information. Different candidates struggle with different types of questions.
You have to learn the tips and tricks of dealing with different types of questions. If MCQ is one of your Achilles heel, you have to learn to deal with MCQs.
Don't worry at all. I'm going to share the best strategies to deal with each of these types of questions in the following parts of the video. Here is how you can deal with multiple choice questions. Although most candidates find MCQs a little bit more difficult than other types of questions of IELTS listening, rest assured there is a solution. Step 1. Read the questions as many times as possible before the recording begins. In step 2, as you listen to the audio, glance through the options. Keep reading silently. Step 3. Cross out the incorrect answers as you hear. You have just learned the rule. It doesn't mean that you will be able to use this new knowledge immediately. Our brain often takes time to digest information. If you practice on a regular basis according to the tips that I have given you, it may take you 1 or 2 weeks to master this new technique. Number 6. Learn to deal with filling gaps without clues. Section 1 and Section 4 of IELTS listening test will contain this type of question. The strategy is the same. Read the question as many times as possible before the audio recording begins. Step 2. Note down or scribble answers that you guess. Rest assured your brain will be ready to receive the correct answer quite easily. Learn to deal with maps. However, map is not a difficult question for everyone. Some candidates find it difficult, while others find it easy. Here is the best strategy to deal with maps. As soon as you are given some time to go through the question, try to memorize the names of the roads and other establishments on the map, and use the fingers of your left hand to recognize the place that the speaker is talking about. Place your left hand on the map. You can also cross out the options that are discussed. Remember, the starting point of a map is always at the bottom. Moreover, you can improve with specialized vocabulary. For example, you can learn map-related vocabularies from these websites. Here is one. Here is another one. Well, I'd like to provide you with some additional tips. Number 1. Learn to deal with matching information. Here is what you can do. Read the options again and again before the recording begins. Use your fingers to locate the current question. Remember, in matching information, you have to look for the keywords more and more. You can underline the keywords of the questions before the recording begins and put a cross mark next to the completed answer. Be aware of the question format. IELTS listening is a 30 minutes test of 40 marks. There are 4 sections, and sections are organized in order of their level of difficulty. At the end of the test, you are given 10 minutes to transfer your answer from the question booklet to an answer sheet. Never stick to one question if you miss some parts of the audio, if you cannot write the correct answer. There are plenty of model test videos available on YouTube. You can take a test every day, or at least 1/3 or 1/4 of a test every day. Remember, the more tests you will take, the sharper your listening skill will be. And in contrast, if you don't take any test for a very long period of time, your listening skill will start diminishing. You will start losing your ability to listen effectively. Don't forget to take at least half, 1/3 or 1/4 of a test every day. And after you finish your test, you can calculate your score according to this scale. Don't worry if you achieve a poor score initially. Remember, patience is the key. Every job seems difficult at the beginning stage of it. As soon as you are used to the tips and tricks that I have shared in this video, your journey of IELTS listening will become a lot easier. You just need to devote some time every day. The more time you will devote, the better your preparation will be. Let me tell you again, IELTS is just like a video game. The more time you will devote to IELTS listening tests, the better your score will be. Win your luck.